Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Paul Finkelstein with myonlinemeetandgreet.com. Today we have a special guest. She's originally from Kansas, and she's now in
Yeah.
Southeast Florida. Her name is Jen, or she likes to go by Ask Jay. I'll let her digress into
Shay,
that.
that's
We have
me.
four questions we can't wait to ask you. How are you today, Jay?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. And how about yourself?
I'm so glad you asked, and I feel so good whenever somebody actually makes it into one of these meetings because it is technical, but at the same time, at least 15, 20 people figured out how to do it, even though sometimes people stumbled along the way. But that's
I
good.
stumbled a little bit and, forgot the first time we were supposed to meet.
Well, we're here. So I love the facial expressions. You must have taken a Toastmaster class or two, or public speaking. You're just a natural gesture maker.
I am a natural jester. Gesture. I'm very expressive with my face.
Which helps make people more memorable. Let's dive into some questions and learn all about you and your business and what you're doing in the
Ooh,
world today over the course of the last 10, 30, 40 years, and we'll sum that up all in 10 or 15 minutes. The first
can
question
that be done?
is near and dear to your heart. I know you've been doing coaching for many, many years, and coaching has a
Mhm.
wide spray of plethora of experiences and people in that
It
industry.
does.
I know you'll enlighten us on that, and you could go into add more detail into some of these questions. The first one is why clinical psychology? Tell us about what brought you into clinical psychology in the first place.
Well, I had I was a hairdresser. I've been a hairdresser for 20 years, something like that. And I figured if people are going to share all their problems in life with me and I'm going to give them advice, I better get a degree behind me that says I can give it. And had a very good friend who was a therapist and PhD in psychology. And he's like, well, study psychology. That gives you a ability to do that. And he goes, but don't be a counselor. I have a tendency to be a little overly blunt. And he passed away about almost 10 years ago now, shortly after I decided to go back to school. And I decided to, go ahead and follow the science part, the understanding of why people have mental illness and how, we can have uh, external factors that can cause physiological symptoms in our bodies, um, kind of understanding, okay, well, I'm stressed out. Why do I have heartburn? There you go. That type of thing. So I went ahead and I studied that, and I decided if I was going to go back to school, I'm going to start at the beginning. I'm going to go as far as I can. And well, so that's what I did. And that adventure started about 10 years ago.
Excellent.
So yeah.
Let's digress into the second question, which is you go by the name Ask Jay for your business, and you have a little bit of a story behind that. Maybe you could share with the audience how that came about and how that ties in with your business and passion.
Yeah. I had some very good friends, Laura and Teeny, Christina, little tiny girl. That's why we obviously call her Teeny. They would ask me questions all the time. And this is before I went back to school and everything. And Laura got in the habit of, don't ask Google, just ask Jay. And that is the reason, is because I always seem to have the answer, or I'll find the answer for you. And instead of Google, it's Jay.
Perfect. And now I know you've had 20, 30 years master's degree 10 years ago. Tell us about your training. Sum up all your training all those years in a couple minutes.
Ah, well, if you've ever sat in a barber shop or you've ever sat in a hair salon, you know that stylists are one of the top people that you tell problems to. In going back 20 years when I did the research, it's your therapist, your religious, leader, your hairdresser, and your bartender. Top four people that you tell problems to. And literally after somebody sat in my chair and I asked them why they were changing their look for that day, and they said, "Oh, because my other personality told me to." I was like, I need to know what's going on here. I need to understand this because this does not shock me, and it should shock me. Um, without missing a beat, I asked if they were taking their medication and seeing their therapist, and kept going. And I discovered that, through that last couple of years, it was like I'm giving advice, and I need to do this. Why do people come to me and ask me unless they have faith in me? And when I studied the psychology, and understood what was going on chemically and physically in the body, I'm like, I don't want to be a therapist. I don't want to do this. You have to follow all these rules, and you have to diagnose, and you have to. I don't want to put a label on somebody just because they're having an issue right at the moment. So I'm like, let's go life coaching. I like giving people advice. I like telling, people, no, this is normal. You're okay. You're not crazy just because you're having a bad day. So I ended up doing the life coaching simply because I don't have to follow the insurance rules. I don't have to follow the clinical diagnosis, or when I write notes, I don't, have to follow a certain protocol. However, with that being said, I still follow the standards of a psychologist. Okay, I'm not going to share your information. I keep confidentiality and so forth and so on. And that does not change. That's ingrained in us from education. So
Okay.
did that answer that question?
It
I
did
think that
touch
answered that
upon your
question.
training. I'm sure there is so much more we could add to it, but how much could we do in just a sum up your life in 10 or 15
Sure thing.
minutes? So after this and after a 4 minutes, we'll recap. After our next question,
Mm.
maybe even a bonus question that I hinted at earlier. And then you could have the
Do I get
option
extra
to
points? Yay!
do another 4 questions in 3 weeks from now and catch up and bring us up to date if you'd like to, or 6 months, so depending on how excited you are to spread the
Whenever
word,
you want.
educate our customers. So you said
Right,
that
right.
you mainly focus on the dating and relationship area as your typical client. The first thing that comes to my mind,
Yeah.
wait for it, is that movie Hitch. I'm picturing a date
Yeah.
doctor, so to speak. Have you ever been accused of being a date doctor, or is that something in line of what you do to help coach people to get Mr. and Mrs. Right?
It is and it isn't. Okay. I'm sure maybe in a personal argument with somebody out there, their life coach has been accused of being the date guru or whatever. What it is relationship and dating coaching is about communication and self-confidence. And that's what it is. It's building your self-esteem, having that belief, leading somebody to techniques that create, that introduce and bond relationships, whether it's a platonic or business or you know so forth. It's about being able to connect with people, having the skills to be able to do that, and having the confidence to continue that relationship. And that's where a lot of people just lack it. It's they're like, oh gosh, no, rejection. Well, that's the worst that can happen. Someone says no, and what is that? It's just two little letters. So just shoulders back, chin out.
Those 2 letters are pretty powerful.
They can be. They can be. But 3 letters every once in a while. Yes.
Speaking of 2 letters, not to take away too much from your shining moment, your interview, 10
Oh,
two
no
letter
problem.
words that I picked up somewhere that are the probably most powerful in the English language. If it
Mm.
is to be, it is up to me.
I like that. I like that. You're going to have to email me that
I'm so
because
glad
I'm not taking notes.
that I actually said something as an occasion that it hasn't reached the entire 8 billion of us on planet Earth and 5 billion that actually have Wi Fi.
Well, they say to change the world, first you must start with one person.
I heard that
So,
from her before. Or the journey starts with one step, willing to take that step.
ah, but who is that world?
Now, that leads me
Oh,
to
now
the
I'm
fifth
delving into my
question that I'm dying to
philosophy. Never
ask you.
mind.
I have to ask you the fifth question.
Oh, okay.
So here's your fifth
Yes.
question. It's a surprise. The fifth
I'm so
question.
excited.
You ask yourself a question here, and then you answer it.
Mm,
All about your business.
I asked myself,
Or you.
ooh, uh, hmm. Oh gosh, I don't even know. I know everything about me.
But we don't.
What makes me different? Um, I would say it's as far as a coach. And it would simply be I've been there and I've done it. I've been single and dating. I've, been married and divorced. I've been in long-term relationships and separated. And we all have that time in our life when our confidence is at its lowest, when we are feeling just like, this is it. I'm never going to meet anybody. I'm never going to, you know, I'm never going to have that knight in shining armor and the white picket fence. And what makes me different is you can. And it doesn't matter what age you are or anything like that. There's not just one somebody for every person, there's multiple somebodies for every person. Just because you love this person when you're 20 doesn't mean you're going to love them when you're 40. People change, people develop, we get wiser and we age and we become more mature. And it's okay for love to change. And it's okay for you to change. And it's okay for your interests to change. And that's it. It's just, I think that's what makes me a little different. It's not just carbon copy. So,
I like it. And before we wrap up and go through everything we just talked about, can you tell the viewers,
mm,
after we submit this, how you want people to reach
mm,
you if they want to know more about you, if you have a specific website you want to go to, a phone number you could say twice, or an email you could say twice. Go ahead.
okay. Sure. You can email me at askj, just the letter, dot Davis at gmail.com. That's ASKJ dot DAVIS at gmail.com. Or you can text message me or call me at area code 561 666 27. Oh, I'm sorry, 2027. I apologize about that. 561 666 2027.
Excellent. Now, today we've been talking to Ash J. She told us about why clinical psychology and all about that. She told us about how she came up with Ask J for her name or handle. A handle makes me think of CB.
Yeah,
C-
Google was taken.
What's CBs? I don't know if they use those
Oh, yeah,
anymore.
like,
And
I don't think
also
so.
talked about all the training that she has had and what's involved with that, and her typical client in the dating and relationship area. And we are so glad to have you here with us, Jay. And I hope everybody enjoyed today's interview on my internet show at onlinemeetandgreet.com. Thanks so much for being here with us, Jay.
Thank you.